Welcome to the UglyMugsPodcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And your other host, Justin.
So, what did you do today for tea over there?
I have another one of those regular essential ones I usually pick up. It's the True Blueberry. I've already had this twice before, now thinking about it.
So you're being lame.
I'm being lame because I don't have money to buy another.
Being lame. I did a Pete's coffee. First Pete's I think I've done on here. I picked up the whole bean. It's a dark roast. And it's Major Dickinson's blend. It says incomparable world blend, rich, complex, and full-bodied. Now I like it. I do. I put it through the grinder and did a French press with it. Works well with my creamer. Works well with my sugar. I'm pretty happy with it for it being my first one with Pete's. They have a different one I want to try. Maybe next episode, maybe not. It's got fruit in it.
Fruit. Now, is it like a full fruit medley or?
Like, it's coffee that's already ground and it's got like tropical flavors in it. It says. So,
before we get into the full story, remember you can listen to this on iTunes, Spotify, on YouTube if you happen to want to, just in case you don't want to listen to it on our actual website.
Yeah, you don't have to use the link we tweet out or put on Facebook or on the website itself. You can find us on plenty of podcast streaming services, and if there's some that we're not on, please let us know. We'll join them up.
Also, I will, as soon as we're done with this episode, try to get us on iHeartRadio. Last week, I think, was just barely early.
Yeah, iHeartRadio has like a 3-month requirement. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so soon we'll be on iHeartRadio as well.
Yeah.
Now, where do you want to start today?
We have a lot to really dance around. I'll go ahead and get just one small thing, Dungeons and Dragons oriented, out of the way. Right now on Amazon, they are on a pretty good sale, 56% off for the Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, DM's Guide, and a couple other campaign books. So about $20. $20 will run you a pretty good set of different books, of course, at $20 a piece. I just plugging it out there just because, I mean, the Player's Handbook, it's a $50 book, which is a bit excessive for just a simple rule book. But you only need one.
Reminder, the Player's Handbook being $50, a lot of that comes from the fact that it is purely for collector reasons because the Player's Handbook is free online.
You are correct.
So when they charge $50 for this, don't go in going, I want to start D&D. Oh, $50? Damn, I can't start D&D. Go in with, well, I can get it for free. The $50 is if I like it and I want to collect it.
Correct.
And it's a hardcover, which is nice to have.
Oh, and
in the past, they've had some spine issues on some of these.
Oh, no. This is their third run. This one's A-okay.
Okay.
But I will say that, yeah, sure. Like, it is free online. You can go through D&D.com or D&DBeyond.com and, build your characters through that. It is all stock races. So if you want the extra stuff, you're going to need the online content. Sadly, the online content is $30 a book, which is still not too bad.
And also, they've got the app, which you can't build your characters on, but you do have all the books you own free or not free at your fingertips.
You are correct. And I mean, they're working on it. They are working on it so that way it becomes a little bit more accessible.
Okay, so here's the one thing, and Wizards of the Coast, I like them.
Oh,
I like D&D.
Love Magic the
However,
Gathering.
they have been saying they've been working on them, making it to where you can create a player or a character on the app for a very long time.
You're
to
right.
To the point that we know people who have been in contact with their app people and are still being told, oh yeah, we're working on it. Soon. At this point, it feels like the end of Game of Thrones. It's coming. The book will come soon.
Yeah.
Like, just give us the damn ability. Like, it's not that far-fetched of a thing. It shouldn't be that hard to plug into this app.
There's only 3 episodes left of that.
Oh, I was talking about the books, not the show.
But I'm talking about the show.
I don't. Whatever.
People are wanting the ending. People are actually trying to buy their way to just getting the story and calling it a day.
Did you hear about the extremely dark and not like, oh, it's gruesome, but oh, it's physically dark. I don't know what's happening. I can't see.
The battle. Yeah. Some people had to recalibrate their entire TV and rewatch it.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a bit.
That's not good.
There were some people saying that they are going to release it online with a little bit higher gamma and a little bit more sharper image.
We shouldn't have to wait for that though.
We shouldn't, but at the same time, I'm like, if someone's going to do it anyways, I'm like, cool, whatever.
I don't watch the show, so it was no skin off my nose, but I fully understand people being upset about that.
At the end of season 2, I called it quits. I
didn't even watch season 1.
Yeah,
I have no interest.
Well, spoilers for season 1. That was a long time ago, and if you're out of that loop that far back, I got nothing to say. But as soon as Ned got killed, I kind of lost interest because he was one of my favorite characters. I love Sean Bean. He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve to die in
You should have
every.
known that he was gonna die then. Like, let's be honest.
No.
Spoilers for Silent Hill 1 and 2, the movies. The fact that
Silent Hill 1
Sean
and
Bean,
2,
Silent
Lord
Hill
of the
1 and 2,
Rings.
the fact that Sean Bean did not die in Silent Hill 1 blew my fucking mind. Then he died in Silent Hill 2.
But okay, let's see. Hitman, the video game.
Yep. Well, he's a target, so you expect that.
Yeah, you expect that. And there was a pretty good ad campaign. If you Google the ad campaigns for both that and then the one between
Gary Busey and Gary Cole. Those were pretty good.
Those were it was actually a really good campaign that he showed me not too long ago, and I was like, huh. Let's see what else does Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
And we're just going off memory. I could Google what he.
I know that there's stuff he survived, and in fact, there's one that makes a big deal because it's something he survived. It's not going to work. I don't know why you're even bothering.
I'm gonna try.
We are having major internet issues today.
Oh.
I feel like it would be better to search what movies didn't Sean Bean die in.
Oh, you're right.
This episode is going to be very spoiler-filled for anything Sean Bean's in. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Oh,
what?
Oh, Google's fighting him. Google does not want him to do this.
Oh,
he froze.
I'm getting a hard crash. All right, whatever.
Make sure the recording's good.
Yeah, recording's fine. We're it's just on. Yeah, it's just on
Okay,
Firefox.
cool. Yeah, no. Firefox just took a shit on us.
Oof.
But not in a weird way.
Let's try it one more time. Did Sean Bean not die in? Hey. Now he's
spoiler for anything Sean Bean's in. Be prepared.
Does Sean Bean ever not die? Just because you're not in Silent Hill doesn't. Oh, here we go. 7 movies. We have 7. We have a list of 7.
Okay, this is from
Rejects.com.
They did a list of 7 films Sean Bean does not die in.
I know he played someone like an evil dude who was like meh and ran away. He didn't die.
I'm sorry, you made that noise, and all I can think of is Skeletor. So I have no idea.
Flight Plan. Oh, Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah, Flight Plan. He's the pilot, so yeah, he survives that one. Percy Jackson, the Libyans, the Lightning Thief. Yeah, okay, survives that one.
National Treasure.
He does get arrested though. We don't know what happens to him once he's in prison.
Yeah, I mean it's an international prison, right?
No, it's
U.S.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's arrested in Philadelphia. No, Boston.
Black Beauty. I think it's a horse.
Looks in mid '94.
Yeah, horse.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Troy.
The fact that he survived Troy is amazing.
Silent Hill.
Yes and no.
Wait, Silent Revelation? That's the.
That's a sequel. I thought he was dead.
He lives through the sequel too.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats. I haven't seen Silent Hill 2 in forever.
Yeah.
I get it. They are bad adaptations, but they're kind of a good story for other people dealing with Silent Hill.
Yeah, if you played the first 3 games and then you go into the movies thinking that they're going to be adaptations of the games, oh boy, do I have a thing to tell you.
I like to kind of think of them as more as other people dealing with Silent Hill.
I'm okay with that. But the only downside is it kind of ties in the names.
Well, yeah, but I mean, ignore that part.
Yeah.
No, okay. Let's move on. I want to do this last.
You want to do this last? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Borderlands 3, we got some more information.
We got a lot of information.
The thing I focused on most was the fact that they're saying 30 hours for the main story. That's not counting side stuff.
That gets a golf clap.
I'm happy with that.
For $60.
There's plenty of games out there that go 50, 60 hour games. Normally like JRPGs or something like that.
Oh, of course.
But I mean, $30 for a shooter? Not $30. 30 hours?
Oh, 30 hours for a $60 game.
It was that's not bad. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and I've watched the gameplay thing on Twitch last night. Holy shit, they put it back into the initial state in Pandora. In Borderlands 1, you're at that gas station, that little stop, and then right behind that area is where you start.
Yeah,
and you're having to empty out a encampment from the Church of the Vault.
Interesting.
And I'm like, okay,
all
right.
This may be the first Borderlands game I pre-order. I never pre-order Borderlands. I always got them after they'd always been out, or I got them for free.
Now thinking about it, I'm right there beside you. I did not pre-order 1.
I bought one shortly after it came out. I just didn't pre-order it. And then 2, I got, I think, from Games with Gold. And the pre-sequel, I got from Games with Gold as well. And the Telltale, I got is for free as well. I think it's also Games with Gold.
Either Games with Gold or Game Pass. Something like that.
No, I had it before Game Pass.
You had it before Game Pass?
I think they were all Games with Gold.
Wow.
Yeah. So this might be... I have till September 13th to decide whether or not I want to pre-order it.
Yeah, and
they have to give me a good pre-order bonus because, I mean, the price is going to be the same whether I pre-ordered or not.
There are certain ones, they're rumoring that they're going to have gun skins that you can just replace onto all your guns. Because if you buy the $90 pack, you get the golden set that you slap on every single gun that you get.
That's cool.
And I'm like, okay. I saw a few of the guns in the late game trailer. Oh!
If they're going to do one of those big $100 and something packs, I wouldn't mind a figure.
I'll take a peek while we
I feel like
to talk.
if they're going to do a figure, though, they wouldn't be able to make it one of the playable characters from past games or current game, because then there'd be people that'd be like, well, why isn't it this character? Why isn't it that character? But if they were to do the Psycho from the cover with the gun up to his head,
or maybe even the
new one,
with him holding up the 3 and the grenade in the center of his chest,
the very angelic looking one,
yeah,
like that figure would be a cool figure.
Yeah. Like it's not too bad.
So yeah, what's this? There's a 600. That's on eBay though.
Yeah, I don't trust that. I'm gonna go into this.
There's pulling up Borderlands 3 Collector's Edition right
on
now.
GameStop, and yeah, internet's going slow. So but I mean, when I was watching the trailer, I was engrossed. I was deeply engrossed. They were playing as the new Siren, which is the big buff Cheeto Puff.
Okay.
And she looks like she's having a good old time.
So Collector's Edition, that doesn't work.
That does not work.
No.
This is fucking dumb. Oh, here we go.
Collector's Edition is $249.99. That's pretty steep.
That is really steep. Okay, here's what's all in there. So a diamond loot chest replica. You get cool. 10 figures.
Oh.
So you get 10 figures, including the Calypso twins and some of your favorite characters from the. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay.
So all right, there's 4 versions of the game coming out. Standard edition for $59.99, which is just the gun and the gold weapon skins pack.
Which is the pre-order bonus.
This is the pre-order bonus, yes.
Okay.
Then there's the deluxe edition, which is $79.99, which comes with they all come with the same pre-order bonus. What is the difference here?
5 content packs, which I think that might be the season pass.
Okay. It says containing characters and weapon skins, trinkets, mods, and more. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I take that back. Right below that is the Super Deluxe, which is $99.99 limited time pricing, and that one comes with the it says season pass, exclusive Butt Stallion cosmetic pack, and a the 4 campaign DLC packs.
Okay.
So these 5 content packs, they are not a part of the season pass. They are going to be something completely different.
Now, if you look though, these are all digital. Everything here is digital, and you don't get physical collectibles until you go to the final one here, which is the Diamond Loot Chest Collector's Edition for $249.99. Replica Diamond Loot Chest containing character... God, they made that really hard to read.
Yeah, hold on.
Character figures, Sanctuary 3 snap model, and more.
There, I mean...
It sounds like you're going to get a lot of stuff for $250, but, like, damn. I don't have $250 to blow.
Yeah, I mean, if I did, would I buy it? Yeah, I think I would.
So I mean, yeah,
because it also comes with the season pass,
yeah,
and the extras. So I mean,
the cool thing is that because if you do pre-order it through GameStop to try to get this, is with the way GameStop, and I've definitely got my issues with GameStop. I don't like shopping there unless I have to. But their pre-order is still the best out of all of them because you can go in, you pre-order, you have to put a certain percentage down. So for something that big, you're probably looking at like $50-$60 down. But then you can make payments all the way up to release date of any size payments so that you can lessen the burden.
Yeah.
And you have till September to do this because that's when the game comes out. Yeah, September, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
September
yeah. I was like, what, this? Yeah, I think it is.
September 13th, not 19th. So you have till September to pay it off. So, I mean... That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's more details on the and more. So the collector's edition includes gold weapon skins packs, deluxe bonus content, season pass, steelbox case. That's winner for me. Borderlands 3 game, obviously.
God, I hope so.
Cloth map of the galaxy. That sounds cool. 4 vault keychains, 5 character art lithographs.
So mini posters.
Yeah. I'm not too big into the lithograph thing. Everybody does them. It kind of cheapens it. They're all just mini posters.
I know you guys can't hear it, but I just did a little bit of a shrug. I mean, I like lithographs just because I have 4 that I have chained up onto my
I
wall.
have
And
so
I like
many
them.
that are still in the cases to the games they came with, or still in the Loot Crate boxes that they came in, because it's just like there's so many of them. I don't have the fucking wall space.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll figure out something around, and I'm pointing at the walls around us.
Well, I mean, even so in here though, like yeah, we could blanket the walls. I bet you anything, I'm still gonna have plenty of leftover shit.
You're right.
10 character figures, the Sanctuary 3 snap model, and Diamond Loot Chest replica.
Now, this thing looks like it's a pretty fair size.
What's the asterisk on that for? Any clue?
I think it
No, it doesn't. Look
art not final, so it's subject to
okay.
change. Okay, so it's what in the background it showcases a what looks to be a diamond chest, and
they're just trying to make sure they don't end up in the canvas bag situation.
yeah, well, something tells me that cloth map is still gonna be cloth.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying because they put the asterisk on the Diamond Loot Chest thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, don't be mad because it doesn't show up as the original image.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's fair. I find it to be fair, and I mean the characters. Here's the little thing on the characters. Mo's the gunner. Hermech Iron Bear for a sucker punch of additional firepower. Amara the Siren, the big buff Cheeto Puff. It's just a lot of fists. A lot of fists. Flack as the Beastmaster FL4K. I'm wondering if he's going to be like a Zero incarnate, considering he looks like he's a bit of a robot. But he's got loyal beasts, so I'm okay. Thumbs up. And Zane, which is probably the one I'm going to do. He is the operative. He has a nice barrier shield that if you shoot through it does more damage, and he has a little tiny droid that goes out and does damage for him.
Yeah, Zane's the soldier, but they instead of making the soldier the tank this time,
he's a little bit more forward, offensive.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I like that.
I definitely would probably play as him, or really want to be on a team with someone that's going to play as him.
Yeah, I mean, I might do. I'm a bit of a tie between Amara and Zane. Because I love melee builds, but I never had a chance to really get into them because they always like dip off as soon as you hit like level 60, and they always had a hard time keeping up. And I was like, why? Let me punch things. Brick would always fall off, and he would have to deal with shotguns or rocket launchers in order to keep his damage up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And
who was on with the katanas? And
Zero.
Okay, so that was 2, right?
That was 2.
Okay, he was fun.
He was.
I ended up playing as their soldier in that one.
Yeah, I was also the soldier as well. I did the soldier and the siren, and then I did a little bit of the psycho before we got caught up in something else. So I never really got a full chance to play the psycho.
I don't think I did anything with the psycho at all.
Yeah. And then the Necromancer had this anarchy set, and that was Goon. That was Goon's thing. He was the Necromancer, and I was like, I don't understand her anarchy stacks. How do they work? And he's like, I can gain back ammunition for every shot I fire, as well as gain extra damage stacks. I was like, okay, that sounds straightforward, but what do they build toward? And he was like, as soon as I summon that, I pop my own thing, and I just do more. I was like, okay, that sounds like a good thing. Never really understood it fully, but that's because I think I have a bit of deficiency with stacking and builds with stacks. That's why I don't play Nasus in League.
As we discussed, I don't know League.
You just hit things.
But with the
stacks.
sheer amount of characters they have, I think I would get lost reading through all of them, trying to figure out who I want to play. Because I'd be like, I don't want to pick one before I know if I actually want to play it.
Believe it or not, there's a game mode specifically meant for that called ARAM. It'll pick one automatically for you, and you don't have to read a damn thing. You just get thrown in.
That would probably work for me then. Yeah. That's probably what I would need. So far, everything seems good for Borderlands 3. I'm not upset yet.
No,
they have not upset me yet.
And this is all their pre-built stuff, all their pre-alpha. Well, no, this is, I would say, pre-beta. Even still, it's their early. It's looking really good. Like I watched almost the entire Twitch thing while I was writing, and I was like, huh. I wasn't expecting to spend 2 hours watching this, but I did, and
But if it pulls you in, that's a good sign.
yeah, I
That's a
think
really good sign.
I think I'm gonna dip into the Borderlands for a good long while, but I don't think I'm gonna get it on PC. I think I'm gonna go for the Xbox, probably throw you the cash, you buy it, we split it.
Way to buy it digital then.
Yeah.
You know what they should do? I feel like this is what games should start doing. They should start doing a thing where if you pay a little bit more, maybe the game and a half worth, you get
2 copies.
physical and digital one to give to a friend, your choice.
I
think
mean,
that would
like
be cool.
like they did with the new Wolfenstein game that's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing I forgot to tell you. Wolfenstein 2 is hitting Game Pass this month.
Good.
So-
I liked it.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet,
Oh,
so this will be good for me.
yeah. It's don't expect it to go into it like number one. Go into it thinking that it's gonna get a little bit crazier.
I already know about the whole head thing.
Really?
Yeah, that was spoiled for me.
Oh, that's such a good angle.
Yeah, no, I saw the whole chopping and catching and waterfall thing. Yeah, no, I saw the whole
Damn
thing.
it.
It's alright.
It's alright. I mean, it's still a very fun game. The story's a little out there, but it's
So since we're on the news of spoilers, we might as well hit this big ticket real quick. We
This
went
one?
and saw Endgame.
Oh yes, we are not going to
to.
spoil anything.
We will not spoil anything at all.
No.
I am going to tell you. I went in and I watched the movie. My heart was racing through about half of it. I was nervous through about half of it, and when it ended, I said I enjoyed it. Then I got home, and I really started thinking on it, and I realized I really did not. And I realized there was so many flaws to the writing, and just at the end of it, I didn't like the movie. And I can't get into detail because I will spoil like crazy if I do. So, final thing I have to say about it is the action scenes were amazing.
The action scenes were they were top tier.
Yep.
Even some of the tense scenes were very lean in and going.
Everything looked good.
Yeah, I will say it had the eyes of looking good.
Mhm.
Then you had some of the talking scenes, and I'm right there beside you when thinking back to some of the things that they said or did do to what they've said. I am right there beside you. I'm not 100% satisfied with how they treated this entire movie.
Yeah.
'Cause-
The entire universe.
Like
Because the way they treated the movie.
like when we were picking up our lunch to do our pre-talk, we just kept bringing it back up, and we kept bringing up these issues we had.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like I was telling you this, once I realized the sheer amount of issues I had with the writing of the movie, I needed something to feel good about, and so I went and I sat down and I read Infinity Gauntlet Aftermath, which is basically they pulled from several comics because it affected the whole universe. There's several comics that it affects. They combined it all into one trade. It's about that thick. And
I'll have to look into that one.
it basically is just kind of looking at everything that's going on in the universe after Infinity War ended. Now, this is, based off the comic. Or sorry, after Infinity Gauntlet, not Infinity War. This is based off the comic, so things are very different. Adam Warlock is actually there. Different things happened. Thanos does it for a completely different reason in the comic.
Yeah. Don't go saying anymore.
I'm not going to say anymore.
Yeah.
So I needed to feel good again. So I sat down and I read that for a while, and I slipped into reading some of the new Doctor Strange, which is good stuff. If anyone hasn't read it, go and read that. It's on Comixology. If you have the unlimited.
What is it? $1.99 a month?
Well, the unlimited is $5 a month. It's like
$5 a month?
Yeah, it's either $5.99 or it's $4.99. So it's either like
So,
$5 or $6.
5 or 6. Okay.
You get so much stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
I will gladly sponsor that one.
Yeah,
if they were to offer me a check,
Comixology.
I would do it in a second.
Comixology, talk to us. We
That
enjoy
and
comics.
Audible, both things I use and love.
Yeah.
So.
And then just before that, in the same day, we literally saw both of these movies in one day. We also saw Captain Marvel.
Yeah, we sat down and watched Captain Marvel, and then we took a
half-hour
if
break.
that 20-minute break, maybe at the most.
Grabbed a quick lunch, very quick lunch.
Yeah, we grabbed some hot dogs, and then we were back in it for the 3 hours again, which, by the way, about halfway through I had to pee.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Which is my fault. I was drinking soda a lot.
Yeah.
And to everyone, it's like, oh, how am I going to last 3 hours? I have a simple question for you. Do you not normally go 3 hours without peeing? Am I the weird one here?
I mean, if you noticed, I did not. I pissed after we finished with Marvel, but that was because it was like, oh, it's a good idea. But if I had to, I probably wouldn't have needed to.
That was the same thing.
But to be fair, I have the bladder of a mule.
I peed after Captain Marvel. More out of like, I should. And then I hit the soda a little hard during lunch and during the movie. So then about halfway through, I was like, I gotta pee. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I have to pee. It was,
oh,
I can sit.
Yeah.
And so when it was over, I was like, yeah, I gotta go. And I went in, I went pee, and I was fine. But, I think about it. I think about my work days. I'm like, if I'm at work for 8 hours, I maybe stop to pee once. But if you're peeing every 3 hours, I should be stopping at least twice a day during my workday, and I don't. So I'm like, and I drink throughout my workday.
You do.
Not alcohol.
No, you
soda,
are
water,
you are literally
coffee.
you are 60% coffee.
Yeah, I'm 60% coffee.
Yeah, not water, coffee.
We saw a thing today. It was, how many cups of coffee do you drink? I'm like, you think I can measure it in cups? But I mean, even right now, I'm drinking my coffee. I had Surge with lunch, and I went pee right before the podcast because I don't want to get up during the podcast to do it. But I bet you anything, at the end of the 2 hours, I'm not going to have to pee. If I do it, it's because I'm getting in the car, and I'm like, well, I don't want to have to go while I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't know why people made such a big deal about it. So, but I'll leave it at, I enjoyed watching the movie. It did not feel like 3 hours.
No, it just felt like it kept going, and then not saying too much after the post credits, but I felt really underwhelmed that the post credits.
Yeah,
But that's all I'm going to say.
I
about
felt
that.
everyone should stay to the very end for several reasons. Excuse me, sorry. For several reasons. One, I feel like they've earned our respect. Like over 10 years, and maybe not the Russos or the writer on this, and I'm not saying they don't earn our respect, but maybe because they weren't there from the beginning, but Marvel and Disney have.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I had no issues sitting there till the end of the credits.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like
the music
everybody
was good.
Yeah, the music was good, and I feel like everybody that works on the movies deserves it.
Oh yeah.
So everyone's gonna have to go and watch Endgame and get their own feel for it.
Yeah.
The Russos have said they feel the ban on spoilers should lift on Monday, which I don't agree with, because that only puts the movie out for a week and 3 days.
And figure, if let's say we didn't get paid until I just got paid today.
I got paid yesterday.
If I just got paid today and you just got paid yesterday, and we didn't have that little bit of scrap cash to go into this movie, and he's wanting it up by Monday.
I saw spoilers when I came home that night.
You're right.
We saw it on Tuesday, and I saw spoilers when I came home that night. I was not looking for them.
No.
And I've seen spoilers yesterday, and I've seen spoilers today.
Yeah.
The band barely lasted through the weekend.
Yeah, there was a couple posts I saw also. I'm not too happy with people who do that sort of thing. There is the ones that do the jokey ones, like the whole Ant-Man up Thanos' ass.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love those.
There were fun ones. There were some where it's like, spoilers without context, and they posted 4 images, and I'm laughing because those 4 images do connect to something for me. But the thing is none of them were spoilers.
No,
they were just funny moments in the movie.
They were funny little taps to your side.
Yeah. So I'm like, even that's not spoilers.
Like, without actually spoiling anything, there was just a picture of a taco.
Yeah.
Like, good luck fucking getting anything out of that, you stupid assholes.
In fact, I think they should have part of that in the trailer anyways.
They did.
A very small portion.
You're right.
But, it's like, I don't understand the enjoy of spoiling. Like, the sheer amount of spoilers I've seen for Game of Thrones, I'm like, oh, good thing I don't watch it.
The only thing I actually got a full-blooded experience out of spoiling, and that's because the thing is more than 12 years old, is when I finally beat KOTOR for the first time, and I was just like, fuck all y'all.
Don't say it.
Huh?
I'm not.
I know you're still going through it, but I had a ball just cheating. Sticking on the talk of Star Wars, you're getting me into it.
Yeah. So actually, I kind of want to save that to the end because we have some few things with that.
Okay.
So
we'll
get into that.
Okay.
We'll get there. Did you want to talk about this, or did you want to go back to some more role playing stuff? 'Cause I see you got another role playing.
Yeah, it's the magazine.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
Okay. So I'm keen on Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy.
I love Final Fantasy, and the last game they came out with,
15.
While I am nowhere near finishing it, I have thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Oh, I get lost in the game. I can't, dude. I still have not rode the ferry. I am just so into the side shit that it just drags you in.
Yeah,
it pulls me in so hard.
Yeah, and later on it gets a little bit more heavy, but I'm gonna save that for you. But apparently since March of last year, not this year, last year, there's been a bit of a fan magazine that is called WAAAARS, which is the sound a chocobo makes.
Want to ride my chocobo all day.
Yeah,
just get it out of my head.
That's fine, but it has small things that introduce from basically all things Final Fantasy oriented. It is a Chocobo Dreams magazine. It seems to be like a small time production studio that's putting all this together.
It looks nice.
It's very pretty. It's very light tabloidy, like People Magazine-esque, because it's got the major points up front.
It's got the bulletins on the front.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not mad at it by any way, shape, or form. They are very, very pretty looking. I don't know. I'm
It looks like they talk about old and new too.
And I was about to mention this. There is a website, chocobodreams.tumblr.com/covers. It'll show you the covers, and each one has a link to their respective free copy. So it is free. It is 100%
completely free.
It is completely free.
Wow.
And what sucks is Tumblr's going slow on this right now. But even still, go to chocobodreams.tumblr.com / or regular slash. I don't. It's
slash.
been slash covers, and you'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to click into them.
Actually, isn't that a /?
That is a / so it's slash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it comes in a PDF file.
Yeah, and it's loading like we're connected to fucking dial-up. What the hell's with our internet today?
I don't know. I'll look into it. We'll see if we can't get a cable up here next time. But that's another time for hopefully.
Yeah. My original experience with Final Fantasy was on the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And then nothing
until Final Fantasy 15.
Until 15.
Yikes!
That being said, I know stories and I've seen things. I've seen coming down with the sword. If you know what I'm referencing.
I know exactly what you're referencing.
You know, I'm not oblivious to the other stuff. It's just playing it. I have not played until 15. You're getting steamy.
Phoenix Downs exists for this exact reason.
To be fair, I did watch. Oh, what is the movie? Oh, Spirits Within. No, Spirits Within?
Spirits Within. The bad one?
Yeah, the bad one.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I was like, I didn't go in. I heard Spirits Within. I didn't hear Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I was told Spirits Within. I watched it. I'm like, this is weird. I like this.
It's a bit.
And then
ethereal.
Afterwards, you hit credits and it's like Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I'm like, what?
This is Final Fantasy. Yeah, it talks about Mako and Materia and all that shit. I'm just like, like it's not a bad story. I just wish that it had more build for what it was doing. I don't know. I don't even know what it was doing. But, I mean, it had great CG for its time.
Oh, yeah. Those ghost things looked amazing.
Even just the regular facial features. She looked really great.
The scene with her fighting the plant, with the light coming down on it, it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
In a shit movie.
Well, I wouldn't call it
a shit Final Fantasy movie.
Okay, I will go with that. I will lean into that. If I were to point you toward a direction of a Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
It of course has its HD remasters. I think it might actually be on PlayStation now.
I'll check it out.
So yeah, if you're into a,
I'm not opposed to going and playing it. I
don't
just
have the
didn't.
time.
You know, I didn't have the time. I didn't do it. You see how I bought Final Fantasy 15. I think when it came out, I pre-ordered it digitally on my Xbox.
You're still going through it. Wow.
It's just I got lost in it. There's other games came out, and I do go back and play it. But a lot of times when I go back and play it, I hunt bounties, I do fishing, I come up with new recipes.
Side quests. Oh, you have a new recipe.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that line. A new recipe.
And I get really into doing the proper trinkets for them. You know, upgrading the weapons the right way, stuff like that. They built a really beautiful and fun world that you don't want to finish the story because you don't want to leave the world.
Yeah, like even the cities, like as very, in my opinion, very plain Jane. You don't get much interactivity with it. It's still full of life.
Currently, I love the one that's by the big power plant or whatever.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's such a simple city. It's not very big.
No.
Most of it you can't interact with, but it's just fun to look at. And fun to walk through.
It's basically that tower, and then on the other side, it's like a bay coast.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's actually you're on a bridge, and you can look down towards the bay.
Yeah, you were correct.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're right.
I think the only thing that pisses me off is running out of gas.
I've never ran out of gas.
Yeah, I ran out of gas once because I wanted to see what would happen. I did it on purpose.
Yeah, I think
you have to either get towed or push the car. Just like at the beginning when you run out of gas.
Yeah. And good news, you can just go out into the wild and fight random things to make some quick scrap cash.
I like the camping.
Camping is good.
The training, and I don't think there's anything in the game I don't thoroughly enjoy other than running out of gas.
Yeah. But the other thing is, even while you're in the car, you can listen to old Final Fantasy music.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one I have came with all the soundtracks and everything.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can listen to Decisive Battle or Battle on the Bridge.
I like Battle on the Bridge.
I love Battle on the Bridge. Oh god, there's another one. Even all of the openings.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen to all the openings.
Or just, the Chocobo tune.
Or just the Chocobo tune.
That's the other thing. I did find the Chocobos because I wanted to ride them.
Yeah.
And I've done the Chocobo races. I've got the Chocobo bus stop things unlocked so I can, do that.
Yeah.
But it's just, the world just encompasses you. So the magazine, I think I'll actually be pretty interested in that. I might actually go through and check some of that out.
Well, as I said, the only downside is it's mostly Final Fantasy 14 oriented, so it's the online game.
That's
so
fine.
I know it's fine. I mean, it's fine. It's a world of Ivalice, which is already an established world in Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 12.
Okay.
So I mean, it's somewhat halfway established. So you
Have you played the online game?
Yeah, a little bit.
How was
As far as MMOs go, fair to middling. It had a lot of extra things you can do, so that way, like, if you don't feel like leveling up, you can just go do chocobo races. You can go do, like, they're always holding events.
I mean, to be honest, I've played a good chunk of MMOs in my time, and I feel like they're always lacking something, and I never can put my finger on what they're lacking.
Some just have that progression feel where you're just grinding up to that top level and just dragging your heels. I can feel that with like some of the now ones, like D&D Online. You got a lot of even Warcraft right now. World of Warcraft is very heavy with it.
I actually haven't played Warcraft.
Okay.
I played EverQuest 1 and 2.
Okay, and they had their fair share of extra.
I enjoyed them, but there were moments where I'm just like, there's something missing. It's just, I always feel something's missing, and I can't figure out what. And 2 was actually a lot better. Sorry, a lot better than what people gave it credit for. I've played DCU a lot, actually.
DCU would probably be one of those that was pretty fun.
It was, and I think the issue was they had a lot of really good ideas for DCU, but they didn't really launch it quite the way they should have. And then
this is probably one of the last ones that I ever played.
What is this? PlanetSide 2.
PlanetSide 2. They just had a major overhaul. And I mean, it's pretty, but I'm not a big fan of Daybreak, because Daybreak also made what is that shitty battle royale called?
I don't know, but I know that I've played Daybreak stuff I like, so it's weird that you're like,
hold on, I'm bringing it up. I'm getting them. Don't worry. H1Z1.
Oh, they actually did DCU.
And also EverQuest 1 and 2.
And EverQuest 1 and 2. So, yeah.
So they know how to make good games.
Now, here's the thing. I played EverQuest back when you had to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then just one day they're like, it's free because guess what? Everything else is free. We can't keep charging you because you're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
I actually paid for EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2. DCU, it was fun, but the problem is once you hit the level cap... So, EverQuest and EverQuest 2, they have companion books that you can buy. They'll help you through with stuff, things like that. Once you hit the level cap of DCU, you kind of get lost and don't really know where you need to go next.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that was always a problem. But while we're talking about MMOs and stuff, I feel like that leads us into some interesting news. Blizzard has announced they won't be at Gamescom, which is, for anyone that doesn't know, it's a gaming convention that is open to the public.
Mm-hmm.
It sees about 5 times more people than E3 because of that.
Yeah, because that's another thing that still doesn't really register with me, because you have something that is supposed to be, you know, people understanding that this is their marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have influencers and press being the only ones invited to this, and I'm like, why not? How come people like us won't be able to get there probably until next year? If that. We're hoping. We're honestly hoping that, you know, maybe sometime we can actually start covering these things, because we are general fans. I sat through all last year for E3. I sat through all of the convention sets.
I watched the whole Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda
one.
Ubisoft.
And now they did the dancing thing. I checked out.
Yeah, I kind of disassociated during that point, but I do agree that it was a bit weird.
Guitar playing thing for Last of Us also I checked out.
I sat through it. I mean, the guy wasn't bad.
No, he wasn't bad. It's just not what I was looking for.
Yeah, like you're wanting the game. Yeah, I get it. Fucking PlanetSide 2 was probably one of the last ones I played. PS4, it's gonna get a PS4 release soon. I think it's in its beta stage. You can sign up for it right now, and it'll be able to get bumped.
Which I find weird because PlayStation dropped DCU. I do believe.
Maybe because number of players, maybe.
Now, someone tried doing a Marvel one, and it went through several name changes. I think it was at one point Marvel Omega, then it was like Marvel 2016, stuff like that.
You're getting
But
a huge shrug from me.
the problem with that one was you didn't make a character.
They gave
You
one.
cycled throughout different MCU characters. So
I don't like
literally
that.
there was times where you were Venom running next to another Venom and stuff like that. They tried to hold your hand a little too much to the game. I always really like the story of DCU where it's Brainiac was stealing powers and then the superheroes fought him, and now all the people that had the powers have been able to escape and get back to Earth, and so now you're either a new hero or a new villain.
Okay.
You create your costume, your name, your color scheme. You pick out of 3 mentors as a hero or as a villain. You get to go to the Watchtower if you're a hero, and you get to go to the fucking Fortress of Doom as a villain. The big face thing coming up out of the swamp. From the fucking old you get to go there.
Wow, neat.
It was fun. And you get to make a hideout, and you get to customize it.
Okay.
So, they put some thought into it.
They seem like they did. PlanetSide gives you a little bit of that same feel, but with a more futuristic look. And there's like an arena mode that is basically you can go from your normal grinding to just hopping in with 4 other people for a 5v5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's whatever. It's all right.
There's one that I played. I don't remember the name of it, and it was the one that went up in history as having the most money paid for a piece of property in a digital land.
I think this one inside one.
No, it wasn't. But basically, it was a thing where you could actually make real world money if you fucking grinded like crazy or had something to sell. Yeah. I do not remember the name of it. I didn't play it for that reason. I played it because it was weird future alien planet thing. It looked kind of cool. Yeah. He's looking it up.
Eve
right now.
Online?
Yep. Eve Online. That was the one.
$9,000. Jesus Christ.
No, they had one that went even bigger.
Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot about the...
Counter-Strike Global Offense.
Yeah, the M9 Bayo stat track with perfect webbing. I'm a huge Counter-Strike nerd, so leave me alone.
I got nothing against it. I just never played it.
Oh, wow.
No, that's what it was.
Entropa...
it wasn't Eve. It was Entropa. Yeah, Entropa Universe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, someone sold a club that they had built, and it went for like $600,000.
What the fuck?
Yep. It was crazy. You could actually, if you really grind and took the time, it was possible to make real world money in it. But you would be literally putting in hours a day to make pennies.
Amsterdam for 50,000 on Second Life.
Yep, I never played Second Life. I want to get into
too many furries.
Old Republic, not Knights. Just...
The MMO.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't. Now that I'm slowly becoming a fan of Star Wars, yes, crucify me. I might actually start leaning into...
They did a bunch of different stories based off what you want to pick. There's even like bounty hunter runs that you can do.
Okay. I mean, I might go back through Knights of the Old Republic and actually begin to listen to the lore. And go actually through Knights of the Old Republic 2, because I have it. I just never went through.
Reminder, Knights of the Old Republic takes place like 3,000 years before...
But it's still the early of the Jedi and Sith.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
like,
it's still...
I think Revan's either still alive or just died.
Oh
Spoilers for something that's been around since... before us.
Yeah, before our existence. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so
fucking up.
I got nothing against MMOs. It's just I feel like a lot of the ones I've played are always missing something, and I can't put my finger on what it is. And even me liking 76, let's be honest, 76 is very much an MMO, just on a smaller scale. There's still something missing, and I enjoy that game.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I still enjoy Counter-Strike, even though I don't really play it. Like,
you like watching the people.
I love the pros. Same thing for League. I don't go too hard into playing ranked, but I do enjoy listening to like SKT1, Echo, Fox. I do like listening to the pros play because I'm just like, this is nice. This is nice to listen to. Learn things that I could have learned beforehand. I did my own thing and they do it better. And I'm like, okay, that's something that I enjoy that pros do inadvertently. Other than that, do you want to switch over to this little disappointment?
Yeah, we can switch over to that. Let's talk about first your reactions watching this, and then I'll talk about the good news.
Okay. I'm a mediocre fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. When the trailer came out, I was like, I'll hold it pretty high because, I mean, Jim Carrey said he was going to do Dr. Robotnik well. And I was like, okay, fine. I like
Carrey. We've seen Carrey do good. We've seen Carrey do bad.
We've seen him do a mad scientist before.
Are you talking Enigma?
Riddler?
Riddler?
Technically.
Okay. Is that the one you were talking about? Or
No.
Who?
Series of Fortunate Events.
He's not a scientist.
I thought he was.
No, he's an actor. Ken
Oh.
Olaf's an actor.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's not a scientist.
Oh, well, okay, then we'll go
Nigma.
with Nigma. So, haha, because
Riddle me this, Batman.
because he did say he has done it before. That's why I was like,
he's played bad before.
He's done bad.
And then there's even number 23 where he went into the horror realm. And for me, I didn't really care for the movie.
It was very much a lot of ex machinas to just say it's connected. It's all connected. No,
it's just math.
It's meth.
Math.
Okay.
Okay, so you watched the trailer, and what was your first reaction?
I was like, the fuck.
My first reaction was they gave Sonic a butt. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable.
They gave Sonic these weird teeth. And right now we're looking at a fan re-rendering, and I'm like, I like the re-render.
I've even seen another fan rendering. So this is the fan rendering that has the missiles coming at him. Where they put them side by side, the movie version versus the fan version.
Like the eyes are bigger. Yeah. He does have that weird, strange actual fur, and I'm like, you got to kind of give it to him. You can't exactly cell shade him.
Yeah.
And it gives him much longer legs, not humanoid thighs. Thank you very much.
I saw one where they gave him the shoes too, which I really like.
I would like to see the better shoes because these red they look like Nikes, and that kind of scares me that Nike probably signed a deal with it.
Sega and Paramount, I bet you anything they probably will.
You're right. But when he was doing his stretching was where I was just like, oh no, they pulled Coolio into this.
I also don't like how much the world just looks like our world.
Yeah, and it's in San Francisco. I thought it was going to be in like Green Hills.
They put a sign that said Green Hills, I think, and that was it.
But no, and then when he kicked in the door and he said SFPD, and I'm like, that's San Francisco.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the shoe one for you really quick.
But I mean, I'm because they also had mentioned that they retracted it and said that they were going to rework.
Yeah. Now here's the good news. I have the exact tweet. So this is Jeff Fowler, the director. He says this is his tweet today. Thank you for the support and the criticism. The message is loud and clear. You aren't happy with the design and you want changes. It's going to happen. Everyone at Paramount and Sega are fully committed to making this character the best he can be. Hashtag Sonic movie, hashtag gotta fix fast. With a wrench and peace sign emoji.
Okay, so it's good that they at least took the moment, because when we all saw Venom and we all said, oh boy, he does not look good.
They all said, oh well.
And they all said,
the only thing they fixed about that was when she mispronounced symbiote.
Well, yeah. That I guess would be the big part, because that is how you pronounce symbiote. But having them fix this might actually make the movie a little bit more enjoyable, because yeah, these weird legs, and I don't know, the spin dash was a nice little touch, I will say, but I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about the whole thing. The ending 5 frames where they showed Carrie as Robotnik with the huge mustache, I was like, okay, all right, Jim, showtime.
I can't find the photo for the shoes. Sorry.
Ah!
But I'll keep looking. I did find a fun meme for you here.
Oh no!
It's a guy coming in looking around. It's the cop, I'm assuming, from the movie.
Yeah, it's a cop
looking around, and it says Sonic fans, and it says Sonic movie, showing Sonic doing the weird meow thing he did, and just him screaming Sonic fans.
Yeah.
So,
these?
No, like there's an artist renditioning of the movie where they redid the movie poster, and they drew the shoes more like the cartoon in the games.
Oh, with the big weird
big shoes, and they looked really good actually.
Mm.
It's not that thing on the right.
It is not that thing on the right.
I also saw one that was Sonic sitting in the golden circle from the end of the trailer, and someone goes, "I didn't know he was a Sorcerer Supreme."
Oh yeah, because that was a weird thing. I had noticed also that where he opens up a ring and they're sent to another area, and I'm like, that's weird. That's weird. He doesn't have that ability, and I don't want to see Tails. Like there was a movie poster that showed the stuffed fox, and it said right next to it, "Tails
I saw that
the
one.
fox."
And then I saw one where they shadowed out right underneath it. They shadowed out what I think was Knuckles, but they made them all round.
Oh no, they made him the Ugandan Knuckles.
Is that what it was?
Do you know the way?
Yeah, so I mean, they came out.
Good.
They said they're gonna fix it, and that's good. I'm glad. I just don't know why you thought this was a good idea in the first place.
I don't feel so good, Quincy. But I do like I'm looking at some Pumas right now that showcase the blue with the yellow time on the bottom and then the white soul. That looks pretty good. What is it? Oh my god, it's pretty much hop.
So yeah, someone pointed out the fact that James Marsden in a car talking to CGI creatures again, and they put a photo of him talking to Sonic, and they put a photo of him talking to the rabbit and Hop. So I don't know.
What the fuck?
We're in a weird moment where the Pikachu we saw sitting there at Endgame and sitting there at Captain Marvel, we saw Pikachu twice, the Detective Pikachu thing, and they look fucking amazing.
The only one I don't like is Mr. Mime.
He still looked okay.
He looks a little creepy.
But he looks creepy in the cartoon, too. In the anime.
You're okay, but...
He has his hand on Ash's mom's thigh in one episode. He's creepy.
He's his new dad.
I know you caught me years ago, but now I'm your dad.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm watching it, I'm like, this looks amazing. And then, it's a trailer, so I don't even feel like I should say spoilers. Watch the fucking trailer. Suddenly, Mewtwo shows up.
Yeah.
And it's fucking badass. The problem is Ryan Reynolds' voice is coming out of Pikachu, and it just doesn't look right.
It comes off as a bit strange, but
it just doesn't fit.
As I've mentioned before with it, I'm intrigued that there's a murder mystery or a missing person mystery.
No, the story I'm here for. The way everything looks, I'm here for. It's just
Ryan Reynolds.
And I love Ryan Reynolds. It just doesn't fit. It's so weird. It's kind of like when they would dub old Godzilla movies and they'd pick a voice actor to dub over one of the Japanese actors that it just did not make sense with that guy. And so you already have the bad lip syncing, and then just the fact that it's like, no, you're not right. There's something wrong.
It feels
here.
A bit weird.
You know?
I get you.
Let's move over to
game news.
So you showed me a bit of this trailer. We were having issues watching it, but I saw enough to get the idea of the story.
The story is a young lady and her brother are stuck in a time of a very massive plague, and it is called A Plague Tale: Innocence. And it's basically what would happen if this giant plague was just causing people to just go on a mass killing spree and all that nonsense. Rats are eating people.
So very much like the bubonic plague.
Kind of like the bubonic plague, but on a higher scale.
It turned up to 11.
Turned up to 12.
I don't think you're getting my reference.
I get your reference.
This is Spinal Tap? Okay, just making sure. It looked interesting. It looked a lot sneaky. And you told me the brother scenes that I didn't get to see are very puzzly.
Yeah, they help each other out. The brother also has in one of the trailers I saw, so this is not much spoilers. He himself has a very strong virus that is basically paralyzing him.
Interesting.
So you're basically just trying to get to a place where you can help him out.
Okay. I mean, it looked interesting. There's a lot of mechanics to it. It seems. I'm kind of interested. I'm just not sure
if you're invested.
I don't know if I'm invested, and I'm not sure I want to spend $60 to sneak around for X amount of hours.
You're okay. You're right. I can throw that at you, but she does gain some abilities later on that just allow her to be a little bit more forward. Okay. But I'm
not saying every game needs to be hack them up, kill them all for me. But it's just if you want me to spend $60 on a sneaky game, give me a reason to. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair point. Fair point. And then on the same exact day, which is May 14th, this game is releasing. On that same exact day, Rage 2 releases.
Yeah. So I want Rage 2. I don't have it pre-ordered. I don't have the money for it right now.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. And honestly, with the Rage franchise, I never finished one. I have it. I've played it every now and then. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not worried about spoilers on that one, because even if people spoil it, I'm probably still gonna play it just because I like it.
Yeah, and even if you do get spoiled, something tells me it's gonna be a weird disassociated feel, considering of how different it is. So
I mean a Plague Tale. Who's this by? Do you know?
Focus. The same guys who did Vampire.
Oh, okay. I like Vampire or Vampire.
I call it Vampire.
I mean, I think them doing it like that. I think it's supposed to be why it makes the eye noise. Plus, there is an old movie spelt that way, and it's still Vampire.
Agree to disagree?
Sure.
Okay.
How about this? We'll wait for the game developers to finally tell us how it's pronounced.
I'm down for that idea. Okay. Hey, Focus, if you're listening, tell us how Vampire or Vampire with the Y is pronounced.
That being said, everybody that says Raz Al Ghul, you're wrong. It's Ra's al Ghul, because it's a real fucking word, not just a name. It's pronounced Ra's.
Ra's.
Yes, it's Ra's al Ghul. It's not
I
Baz.
I don't do Batman, so
I'm just saying. I hear it all the time. They even did it in fucking Arrow, where they Ra's al Ghul. I'm like, no,
that is incorrect.
it's a real word.
All right, but as for PS4 releases in this month of May, we have Legend of Heroes: Trails of Steel 2, which is a huge MMO. It is massive.
I'm just tired of if I'm gonna get in an MMO, it either has to be something really original or a property that hasn't been properly done or not done at all.
Now, see, this is where I would make the counter argument of the Tales of series. I've played a vast majority of the Tales of series, and each one has their own independent story, but the same exact combat stylings.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying combat stylings is the issue. I'm just saying how many times am I going to play an MMO that's me on some weird alien planet killing weird creatures?
Fair.
That's my point. I'm not saying that. I have no idea what this is like.
This one's just set for release on May 7th. I'm just making the mention of it. It's another MMO. It looks good.
And it's just like Warcraft and Elder Scrolls. The reason why I feel like those have been successful is because while they are very Tolkien-esque and everything, they brought their own shit to it.
Oh yeah, they did. If we can get an up-rendered version of Elder Scrolls Arena or Daggerfall, I guarantee you they'd probably sell. Because they're pretty good.
And same thing with EverQuest.
Well, EverQuest is still a thing.
Yeah, no. I'm saying same thing with EverQuest, where while it's very much the Tolkien-esque thing, they had their own fucking flair to it, and that's why I liked it.
Okay. And then speaking of another game that gets another adaptation, Atelier Lulua. Oh,
Say that 5 times fast.
Atelier Lulua. Nah, I can't. I'm not gonna keep trying. But The Scion of Arland is releasing on May 21st. This is another one of those games that has a pretty building story that seems to connect in a very small way just down their line. The Atelier series is pretty good. Comes out May 21st. Another one on May 21st is Team Sonic Racing on the PS4.
Is this a re-render or is this a new one?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to go digging into it because Sonic's kind of on my mid card right now. I'm not going to go into it.
I didn't really play much Sonic when I was growing up, and putting him in a card didn't entice me to play him more.
Couldn't you just run?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just run?
Everyone was doing the kart games at the time.
Yeah,
That's
you're
the
right.
thing. They had kart games for the Rave characters, too.
You are correct. When I say the name of this, I want you to give me what you think this is from the title. It is Lapis X Labyrinth. What? Just give me like a genre. We'll go with that.
What do you mean genre? Do you mean like
the genre of the game of which I am saying in title?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Do you mean like genre as in puzzly, or
Yeah.
do you mean genre as in like Cthulhu-y?
Either or.
Okay. I feel like it's probably gonna be some kind of puzzle game, and I feel like it's gonna be somewhat mystical.
Oh boy, you couldn't have been more wrong.
Oh wow. Okay. I just Lapis. I mean, I think of the stone. Yeah. Or I think of the Pokemon.
I'm loving that's Lapras. Lapras.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't. Dude, I stopped playing back after Sapphire.
Okay.
The original, not even Omega Alpha.
Yeah. So I'm going to show them a little bit of gameplay right now.
So, who does this game?
This one is made by... I actually don't know who makes this one.
Well, it's coming out for the Nintendo Switch.
It is coming out for the Switch, and...
okay, that's something software. It looks like it's Japanese lettering.
It is a Japanese set.
Okay, is that JRPG?
It is a semi-JRPG,
okay.
But get this. It is called a stack fighter.
What is a stack fighter?
Oh, you want to know what a stack fighter is?
We're going to get hit with a freaking commercial.
We're going to get hit with a pull-down ad, I think.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. We're going to get hit with a fucking commercial.
Yeah,
we curse on this channel. I don't care what YouTube says.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, everybody's standing on each other's shoulders.
Do they have to?
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's very colorful.
It is. Yeah. That is one of the main thing. And then they get fever mode where they run around.
The background's nice. They put some detail.
It is all hand drawn. I have that as confirmation. It is all hand drawn. Even the pixel arts are a little bit more hand than actual pixel digital.
So it's a platformer.
It is I'm gonna call it arena brawler platformer. But it is semi-RPG.
Oh, does everything go on between these 2 points, or do you move? Okay, no, they're moving on.
But then they lock you into another area, and then
So you're just stuck there for the battle, and then you move on.
Yeah, and then you can throw one of the allies out there and do more damage. And it's a cutesy art style. It is very much a dungeon crawler, and then I don't know. It's very cutesy. It is very very cutesy. It's Japanese is all.
It's one of those ones that does the numbers when you're hitting things.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it too, but sometimes I feel like they do it and it doesn't actually mean anything. I'm not saying that's the case for this game, but I feel like I've seen games that are like, yeah, here's numbers just because it looks cool.
Yeah.
So, I guess from there we'll move. Do you have more games?
I do have more games.
Okay, let's continue with the games.
That was all the PS4 set. Same thing. The Switch has Saints Row the Third full package releasing on May 10th. Good to see.
I've played the Saints Row games, and I've played them more than once. Mm-hmm. And I've even actually played them and found out there's stuff I missed, and so that was an interesting experience for me. Mm-hmm. For instance, they got Rowdy Piper to do a voicing in the fourth one so that they could reenact the scene from They Live. Because the guy that plays his counterpart in that is one of the main voices in the game. Yeah. I didn't
catch that at all.
Yeah. That being said, I don't need it to come out on the Switch.
Well, I mean, this is for people who will probably purchase it because most of the games for the Switch this month is remasters mostly. Yeah. Assassin's Creed 3 remastered.
Okay.
Atelier Luluna is coming out for it on May 21st. Both Assassin's Creed 3 and Luluna is going to be May 21st. And then all three of these are coming out the 21st as well, which is Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, and Resident Evil 4.
Well, that's cool, but I would rather them hit 0 and 1 with the treatment they hit 2 with, and then release them. You know?
I'm right there beside you. Don't get me wrong. I would enjoy that, but at the same time, I think they're going to...
I'd also like to see 3 get that treatment.
That's what I'm about to say. I think they're aiming for doing 3, considering 1 and 2 already got their ups. 0 already got their
1
ups.
only got an HD rendering, though.
You're right.
Which is nowhere near. We've talked about that on another episode.
We did. Team Sonic Racing, May 21st. Lapis X Labyrinth on the 28th. And then on the 28th, we get another side of Nintendogs, but a little bit different. Little Friends, Dogs, and Cats.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Nintendogs made them a shit ton of money.
And then X-Bone only has nothing but some the things I've already mentioned, which is A Plague Tale, Rage 2, Sniper Elite V2 Remastered, and Sonic Team Racing. On the
kind of a chill month.
A little bit of story here in the smack dab middle, but not really a lot.
Well, I have some gaming news, but mine isn't about stuff coming out this month.
Oh!
So, let's start... Yeah, we'll do my gaming news, and then we'll lead into my other news.
Okay.
Epic buys Rocket League developer...
Psyonix.
So, they're saying... And this is what confused me. They're saying that they're hoping to take Rocket League's competitor eSport to a new point. And I'm like, what are you going to do?
Like, yeah, they're already playing over at the Luxor, which has its own little esports arena.
Now, they are saying that it'll make Rocket League available on Epic's PC storefront this year. It kind of worries me because I'm wondering if that means they're going to pull it from Steam.
They're not. They may pull the purchase ability from Steam.
Yeah,
but
everyone that already owns it will still own it. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're very much doing that lately, where they're like, only our fucking thing. And I'm like, is this going to be another one of those cases? Also, they're blowing a lot of money on buying shit right now and getting exclusives and shit like that. I'm wondering if Epic's going to fuck themselves over by buying too much.
I mean, they're making the money thanks to Fortnite still.
For now.
Like, they just gave up $10 million for a fucking Fortnite tournament. You tell me.
No, I fully agree that they're making money off of it. I'm just saying that, you know...
And it's for creative purposes, not their Battle Royale.
Oh, we didn't finish talking about the Blizzard thing. They're not going to Gamescom. We'd mentioned that.
Oh, yeah.
This comes after last year they did a huge layoff.
That's right.
And they also said they are not working on any big projects right now.
Which is a bit strange for Blizzard, but then again, even though they're not, their 2 big games are still... Well, actually, 3 of their big games.
So you were telling me about this. You're saying there are 3 big games that are still making money, and you hit me with Warcraft. Okay, fine, Warcraft's still making money. There's... Overwatch. What was the other one?
The other one, technically, is still getting updates and still getting its random chances. Diablo 3.
Okay. So I'll give you Diablo 3 because I think they're actually supposed to be releasing something new for that anyways. But here's my argument with Overwatch. Is Overwatch making money when they keep giving everything for free?
Yes, because some people still... during the events, some people actually put the money toward purchasing the event-only item boxes.
Okay. So they're making money, but
yeah,
it's not $60 per game. You know?
No, but then again, if you're throwing $60 every other month for their events,
Is that really how much the event things are costing?
No,
Okay.
but some people still will try and go for the things because the skins still really good.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. I guess we'll see. I mean, just them skipping Gamescom is kind of a big thing because a lot of MMOs, especially, like to be at Gamescom. We saw on Daybreak, they were advertising like this one was a big thing at Gamescom. It won an award at Gamescom, stuff like that. For the one you like,
PlanetSide.
Yeah.
2012. I mean, this is an old game too. So.
Yeah. So then we've got this is something you talked about on a couple episodes. Slightly Mad Studios was doing the Mad
Oh
Ones,
yeah,
their gaming console.
That was near. I think that was episode 2.
Yeah, and then we touched on it again a couple episodes later, I think. But some new information on that. They had to remove the copyright from the name, and will probably be changing the name of it because they just found out that there's a French studio, gaming studio, who's opposing the name because it's their name.
His name was my name too.
Yeah. To which you were like, well, a lot of little companies, they're not going to see it. If it's trademarked, if it's copyrighted, it's on a list.
It's got to be there.
They had to do the research.
You're right. You are right.
And it's not like Mad Studios is new to trademarking things. I mean, they've made stuff in the past. They've had to trademark stuff in the past.
With their cars in Project Cars.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. I don't see this console doing very well. Plus, as we continue to get more information about the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not going to be till next year, thank God.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully they do something that makes us actually go, holy shit, this is a good idea. But until then, I'm neutral. I'm a moot point. Like, I'll maybe save some cash up for it, but I don't see a point to do that.
Okay. And then we talked about Borderlands 3 already.
Yep.
BioWare states that they are focusing on Dragon Age 4 now that Anthem's kind of...
And I'm like, good. I like Dragon Age. I still need to go through Inquisition. I have Inquisition. I just... Leave me alone.
So, my last thing in gaming, I didn't have you pull this up.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted your reaction.
Okay.
Last couple episodes, we've talked a lot about crowdfunding. A new game just got funded on Kickstarter, I do believe it was.
I haven't been on Kickstarter.
No, don't pull anything up.
Don't
pull anything up yet.
Okay, I'm just going to get it ready.
So, they're saying it looks like Amnesia with giant aliens. It's a Lovecraft-themed game. You're excited, right?
Don't play with my heart.
You're excited, right?
Don't play with my heart.
It's called Lust from Beyond. Did I forget to mention that the aliens look like giant vaginas? Because the entire game is a Lovecraft sex type thing that got fully funded.
What is it? Lost from Beyond, you said?
Lust from Beyond.
Lust? Oh.
Yep. It's inspired by Lovecraft, and it's got a very horny cult type of thing, trying to open a sex dimension.
No.
You can expect puzzles, corridors that look
I can expect to be disappointed.
You can expect corridors that look like xenomorph nests. This, the PC Gamer did a whole thing on this that I was reading, and I was dying.
I don't like this.
Its trailer is very not safe for work. Warning everyone right now.
Oh, yeah. Even their freaking cover art.
Their cover art is a naked woman covering one boob with her hand and covering the other boob with a severed hand.
That's kind of cool, to be honest.
Yeah. Go ahead and hit play on this trailer when it gets up.
It's actually loading.
Okay. Victorian mansion. This is the description on Steam. A Victorian mansion. A cult worships an otherworldly erotic deity. Among all that, you explore a world inspired by... And you scroll down. You do that to me all the time.
I'm sorry.
World inspired by the works of Lovecraft, Geiger. And And then what is that one then?
Beksinski?
Beksinski. There's an accent mark in there, so I could be doing that wrong. See for
Mm.
yourself that there are no limits to this dark ecstasy. Now, this isn't a direct sequel, but there is another game already out like this, that this is kind of following in the footsteps of. The other one you play as a man rather than a woman. And that other game did not fare well with critics and stuff like that. But I guess it did well enough because this one got fully funded. And I knew you'd be like, oh, Lovecraft, oh, cold, oh, like Amnesia, but you get to fight? Because that's the other thing. It's like Amnesia, but you get to fight.
Within 10 hours. Okay.
Yeah, people are horny.
Find out where it begun.
Yeah, Lust for Darkness. That was the first one.
Yeah.
So it's not like a direct sequel. It's just
God damn it.
more like it. So
Oh.
yeah, Steam has to actually full on blur images because like this image is a woman sitting on a couch, legs spread open, just showing.
This looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at just a fucking stairway for fuck's sake, and I'm like, hell yeah.
There's still a chick's ass on that painting. Though.
There's still a chick's ass, but it's all for art.
Yeah, well then you got this.
I like that. What is that? What was that? Give me big image. Give me big image.
Yeah, he's pulling up another one of the Steam photos. So I suggest people go and look at it if you're curious what we're talking about, but do not do it at work or around children or around anyone that you really don't want to see you looking at things like this. So
I hate our internet right now. I really want to look at this trailer.
I don't know what's going on with it.
But it's fine. I mean, I'm gonna keep it at arm's length. It does interest me just from the idea and premise, but at the same time, it's too much. If it had more tentacles, I might be like, okay, maybe a little bit more lean forward. Not in that way.
I was about to say,
not in that way, Quincy.
I was about to say, you're talking tentacles in a very sexual game. It's very hentai, and look at the way they did the name on the poster.
You're right.
That looks like tentacles.
No, it looks like them, but I don't see them.
So,
ooh, what the fuck? Real talk. The very first scene of this trailer.
The second trailer
is the second trailer. There's a lot of bodies underwater, and they are of non-clothing nature.
They are very naked.
They're very naked. I mean, I'm gonna hold it at arm's length. Listen for more. Maybe watch the goddamn trailer if we can get it to work on this. But as of right this point in time, I'm gonna hold it pretty close. Oh god damn it!
You finally got the big image to show up of the naked chick. It wasn't even the one you were trying to do big image on.
What the fuck? Hold on. Undo close.
The game looks well.
It looks well.
It's just it's gonna be dirty.
It's gonna be dirty. Okay, you.
Pull up the last image too. I'm curious about what that corridor looks like.
Next.
So yeah, this one was funded very quickly. Yeah. Wow. Okay, this last image does look very xenomorph-esque.
Yeah. Oh, what the hell is? Oh, Justice, or at least I think it's Justice.
No, it's not Justice. She doesn't have the scales.
Oh, it's just it's just her holding.
It looks like something that's holding like fire in it.
A lectern of a sort.
Yeah.
And then I love that fucking mask.
Yeah, he's pulled up the sixth image.
Yeah, I have long awaited this moment, and it's a man wearing what looks to be a priestial headdress with a very nice gilded golden mask
that he totally could not see through.
But he has an eye on the top of his headdress, so I'm like, eyes on the inside. Oh, and you're just immediately talking to him about a fucking ritual. Yeah, I am Liddy Spaghetti for this.
This will definitely be one you can't stream on Twitch.
More than likely.
Or YouTube.
More than likely.
So yeah, the last image, the hallway is very R xenomorph. Like, I feel like Fox should sue someone. Ridley Scott should sue someone. This is very xenomorph-esque.
This is very dank, wet cave, and not in that way.
Wow, like this looks straight out of Alien.
All right.
So, I don't know. I thought you'd find it interesting. So, I mean, because I know you like Lovecraft, but then I also thought when we threw in the sex, you might be like, what the hell? So, what? The next thing I have is kind of good news, kind of weird news. After watching Endgame, I don't know where to place this news, but Hulu and Marvel have announced 2 original shows coming. One of them will be Hellstrom. Sorry, not Hellstrom. And the other will be Ghost Rider. And it will be Robbie Reyes' story. And I want to say... Yep, okay. And it was pretty much confirmed that Gabriel Luna, the guy that played Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., will come back to play him.
And that's good.
So it continues to be connected to the current universe. I'm just not sure where it'll fall with Infinity War and Endgame and all that. So, wait and see. But I'm all for more Marvel. Ghost Rider is a very fun character. Robbie Reyes is a character I very much like. He's the one that, instead of riding the motorcycle, drives the lowrider. Do you know his origins? Okay. So I'm going to give you the origins based off the comic, not based off the show.
Okay.
Robbie Reyes takes care of his younger brother,
Okay.
and they live in a very bad part of town. And
Okay.
he's hoping to get them out.
Ghetto-esque?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's Hispanic, and he basically gets the chance to get out of this by winning a race. Because if he wins the race, he's going to get like 50 grand or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And he can move them to a better place. So he says, fine, I'll do it. So he gets a car, and he's doing pretty well in the race, and then he starts getting chased by what he presumes are cops. Worrying about what he's going to do about his brother, he tries to get away from the cops, goes down on an alley or something like that. It dead ends. So he's like, oh crap, okay, I'll give up. And the cops get out. Guess they weren't cops because they shoot him to death. They should kill him. And then they torch the car with him in it. Thing is, there was a spirit in the car that takes him over and makes him the new Ghost Rider, saving him and helping him hunt down several of the people. He gets several of them that night that killed him, but not able to get the rest. And that's how he becomes the new Ghost Rider. Rather than making a deal with the devil and playing that cliche again.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a cliche back when, maybe it was, but when the original Ghost Rider came out, I mean...
Make a deal with the devil.
It was perfectly fine, you know. But at this point, it's like, if every Ghost Rider came from making a deal with the devil, it would get boring after a while. So I was cool with the reimagining, and, you know, I fully understand the concept of wanting to get you and your brother out of a bad situation, and I'm all here for that character. A lot of people were upset, and a lot of people were happy that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started with him rather than the original Ghost Rider. Either way, Ghost Rider, I'm happy. He drives like a lowrider instead of a bike, so it's kind of cool. You know, it's kind of, they changed the vehicle. I'm here for it. He's got a cool black and white like racer's jacket too. I'll pull that up for you really quick. So them doing this show, I'm here for it. And you know, more good content over at Hulu. I think is a good thing since Disney owns so much of it and is possibly getting even more of it.
Probably all of it. At this point, probably all of it.
No, because even if the Comcast deal goes through, they still don't own it all.
What is it, 90%?
I think they own 90%.
They'll probably figure out a way to get that 10.
I'm wondering if they'll get in trouble for it. You got to remember, there's monopoly laws.
You're right.
Monopoly laws.
Or they'll pay it all back.
That's Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider.
I like that. That design looks real nice.
So
also, Keira Knightley something.
Oh, it's People magazine. It's a news article that came up on the phone. She's pregnant apparently.
Good for her.
So yeah, Reyes. He's still got the chains, which I like. The chain was always cool, but he's got like these sword type of things. He's got like a leather jacket with like a white, almost like an N on it. But then the face, it almost looks like more of a helmet than a skull.
Yeah,
it's cool. I like the character. See if I can get his car. There you go. Here's the car. He's like standing on the hood in this
that's
cover.
Fucking cool.
In this cover,
this looks like one of the newer ones.
Yeah, Reyes has only been around since like 2000 something. Let me see. 2014. That's what I was gonna say too, and I just didn't. Yeah, so he's a relatively new character.
Wait, 2000 what?
14.
Oh yeah.
So, here we go. This is how they made him look in the show.
Okay, I'm fine and fair with that.
Yeah,
that looks pretty
looks
good.
pretty good in the show.
Looks better
than the jacket.
Looks better than Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first Nicolas Cage movie for what it was. I enjoyed the second Nicolas Cage movie purely for the action, and that was it. Nothing else.
Knocking on the door.
But I think this is a good thing, and I think it's a good step because I feel like the Netflix deal, whether it was Disney that canceled it or Netflix that canceled it, whoever canceled it, I think this kind of shows the dangers of outsourcing your work because of the fact that now they can't touch these characters for 2 years. Some of them, that 2 years ends way after the first 2 years. So I'm here for it for now, especially if they bring back the original actor. If you click on the next image, that's another image from the show.
Yeah,
so
I like
the car
that.
even looks good.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And now we'll move into the other thing I have for streaming service.
Okay.
Now, you'd never seen this, and actually, I've never seen it as either.
Mm.
It's something that everyone yells at me that I need to watch. I've never found it anywhere, so I've never watched it.
Mm.
That's Willow. It's a movie with Warwick Davis and Val Kilmer, I do believe. It's very Tolkien-esque. Here we go. You just pulled it up.
And it came up.
Yeah. Okay. So 1988.
Wow. I was probably just I was probably just born by that time.
I wasn't even born yet.
Where's the month?
Click on the Wikipedia.
Oh, there it is.
Have it. Oh, there you go.
July 23rd. So I was not even born yet.
It was directed by Ron Howard.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll give you the quick synopsis they have right here on Google. Enter the world of Willow. Journey to the far corners of your imagination. to a land of myth and magic where your dream and reality live side by side. To a place that never existed, a time that never was, and a world where a young man named Willow lives on an adventure that explodes beyond the boundaries of his own hopes and fears. I hear it's amazing.
I don't know. This is the second time I've heard it, and the first time was during our pre-talk.
So it's got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 90% on Google.
So...
Roger Ebert gave it a 2.5 out of 4, but Ebert didn't like much. IMDb's got a 7.3 out of 10. So it seems like it might have a cult following. That being said, Disney Plus is in talks to do a Willow series with Warwick Davis, who was in the original. So I say go for it, you know?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I like Warwick Davis. He does a lot of really good stuff. Something I could give you that you might know him for a little bit better is he's Flitwick in the Harry Potter movies. The Swish and Flick, Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium
Yeah,
Leviosa.
and then they
flick the shit out of him.
two movies later, they redesign him. He's got like the slick back hair with the mustache.
Okay.
Like
Also, this was written by George Lucas.
Really?
Yeah, story by George Lucas.
All right, there you go. So I mean,
So directed by Rob Howard, written by George Lucas.
That's so weird because Ron Howard goes on to direct Solo. Right? Like how that's crazy that it works.
That is so okay. I mean,
this is also a really good segment for us into our last main story for today.
Yeah.
So our last main story today is we're going to talk a lot of Star Wars for a minute here.
Yeah.
Starting with sad news.
Okay.
A couple hours ago, it was announced that Peter Mayhew, original Chewbacca, and who also came back to do certain scenes for the newer movies as Chewbacca as well, passed away at 74. From what I understand, he was at home with his family in Texas. He passed away the night of the 30th, and they just announced it to the public today. They're going to do a service for his family and friends in July, I think they said. And then for us fans, at a convention in December, they will do a big thing there so that fans can still do a memorial as well. Sad moment, but he lived one hell of a life and had one hell of a career, too. I mean, being that tall, it would be hard to get roles, I would assume. So discovering Chewbacca was one of the best things that could have happened to him.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that he embraced the Star Wars lifestyle with
big time,
with having a cane that was a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And
there's actually a story about airport security breaking that cane, and he had to get a new one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they accidentally do it, or?
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose.
Oh, okay.
The security was handling it. They broke it.
Oh, okay.
If you pull up images, I'm sure you can find images of the cane. It looked really good, actually. It's just Peter Mayhew lightsaber cane. So I mean, it's some sad news, and Chewbacca will live on forever. There you go. There's some images of it.
He is one dapper motherfucker.
Oh yeah, Mayhew was great, and from what I understand, everybody that's ever met him, fans, other celebrities, say he was just an amazing person to talk to. Most of the time, he had to sit because of his height.
Because I mean, looking at him from how he is with
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I assume those two got along great.
Probably.
Even though Harrison might be a pain in the butt to direct, I'm pretty sure even still you probably had Mayhew being, hey, cool it, relax.
Now let's see. I don't ever remember his height, so I'm gonna pull it up really quick. Don't want dead air, so I'm just gonna sit here and make noises. No. Yeah. So he was 7'3".
So that's pretty tall.
That's freaking tall.
That's pretty tall.
And from what I understand, there was rewrites that actually went into the original script for Star Wars after they casted him, because there was supposed to be a scene where Chewbacca carries Leia, and then they casted him at 7'3", and there was no way he was gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
So, he was a lovable oaf,
Yeah.
And I say oaf in like an endearing way, like he goofed around to have fun with people. Not that I don't mean it in any negative fashion at all. This is one that I wish I'd gotten to meet him. And yeah. I think he had the cane in different colors because there's a green one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So.
Oh my god. What is all this?
That's nothing from what I can tell. But we have plenty of other Star Wars news that is in a happier fashion. May the 4th is coming up, and there's always the joke of May the 4th be with you and Revenge of the 5th. Furthermore, not for the first time, May the 4th and Free Comic Book Day are happening on the same day. Yep. So that ups the nerdiness even more. But California just went through and voted to make May the 4th officially Star Wars Day.
I'm not mad. I mean,
neither.
now that I'm becoming a steady fan, and I mean, tonight we're going to be watching Solo and Last Jedi. So I mean, you got me roped in. I'm okay with that. I would if I was in that partition area to sign the petition, I would sign.
Yeah. It was actual thing. I think they voted. It wasn't just a petition.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, okay.
So I mean, it's good. I don't see anything negative about this. You know, it's fun to have things to enjoy.
Yeah.
Now we'll cover this whole Star Wars thing with you for a second.
Okay.
You watched the original trilogy.
Yes.
And you loved them, right?
I wouldn't say loved.
Okay.
I would
you
say
enjoyed them.
I enjoyed them.
Okay.
But would I go back and watch them right now? Yeah, I would.
Then you watched the prequels.
And that's what threw me out.
Now, I think I know why.
Go on.
There's an age gap between me and you.
About what, 6 years?
Give or take, yeah. So you figure when those movies come out, for me, when did the first one come out? 2000 something?
2002?
No, I think it was earlier than that. Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Phantom
Thank you,
Menace
Internet.
was
99. Okay, so I was 19.
I was 6.
Oh, no, I'm not 19. I was 11. I'm sorry.
Yeah, your math was way off.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
I was 6.
Okay.
6 and 11 are very different ages.
You're right.
I enjoyed this movie. I even, blasphemy, I know, enjoyed Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Jar Jar was a little out there for me.
Go on to the second one. Still enjoyed it. Go on to the third one.
Second one was a little bit better. Third one was drastically better. Just didn't make sense when I went back and revisited it.
So,
because when I was like 23, 24, I revisited the third movie.
Now, I think the reason why I really enjoyed the second one was we finally got to see Yoda fight.
Yeah,
and that blew my mind.
Yeah.
And you get the clones finally. And then the third one...
Roger.
The third one I enjoyed. But I think I know the other issue with the prequels for people in general, no matter what the age gap is.
Okay.
When you look at A New Hope and its sequels, a lot of it's just action-y, let's go. When you look at the first three, it's all the politics because they're setting up the originals.
Sure.
And so people that had seen the originals go in and watch the prequels, and they're not seeing what they were expecting to see. They were expecting the action again. And you get action, yes, but a lot of it's the senator stuff and discussion stuff like that. And it's not what you're looking for from Star Wars.
And then at the end of number 3, you have a 20-minute long fight scene on a planet with
lava. Yeah. But at least we explained.
With a really weak payoff, to be 100% honest.
You get Darth Vader out of it.
You get Darth Vader out of it, but it's still the ending of him hopping up and then, I got my legs cut off. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then slip and slides into the lava.
So, you enjoyed the original 3. You didn't enjoy the prequels. Now I finally had you sit down and we watched Force Awakens and we watched Rogue One. What did you think?
Okay. With Force Awakens, I was going into it like, okay, fine. You talked me into it. I've heard some good things. All
is good.
All is good. I went into it thinking that, this was just going to be another shit show that's just another cash grab. No, it actually invested me. It pulled me in. I was actually there for the movie. I now am very excited to watch Last Jedi and maybe even Solo, because at the end
I've heard a lot of good and a lot of bad of Solo.
I've also heard the mixed review.
I'm going in for the fun.
Yeah, I'm going in. Yeah, screw it. I mean, if we don't get the full benefit, what do we waste? 2 hours? Not even
2. Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. We're just there to enjoy the time.
Yeah.
Because it's just telling a story, and Lando gets played by fucking Daniel Glover. Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, not Daniel.
Yeah.
Very different person.
Very different person.
Now, a lot of people, including George Lucas, have said Force Awakens is A New Hope. And they're right, it is.
It felt very much a good setup story that immediately kicks off, that immediately gives you the idea, and I'm okay with that.
The argument I have to that is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You're right.
Because someone else, George Lucas, tried to make a Star Wars #1 that, for its trilogy, that was not A New Hope, and it didn't go well. It's Phantom Menace. just didn't play as well.
You got to figure if they started off with Phantom Menace.
I don't think Star Wars would be what it is.
I don't think so either.
Now,
but what is very strange is, he started off with number 4, which would come off very strange, but
it worked.
It worked. It worked marvelously.
I have an argument to make. Well, a lot of people are like, well, what order do you have someone that's never seen Star Wars watch them in? Do you have them do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
I would say start at 2.
I say start at 3. Or sorry, start at 4. I say start with A New Hope. You watch A New Hope, and then you watch 5 and 6, and the reason for that is...
because of the spoilers that it would give you.
If you watch Phantom Menace first and go from there, you know Anakin, and then you know he has the kids and becomes Darth Vader. So the moment of, you killed my father! No, I am your father. It's just like, well, yeah. But you watch 4, 5, 6 without seeing 1, 2, 3, you're like, holy shit!
And then you get the origin story afterwards.
Yeah, I had already seen 4, 5, 6, and I saw the 3 prequels in theaters.
Yeah.
So I went in not knowing they were prequels. I didn't understand. I wasn't wrapping my head around prequel because I was 6 years old. So the whole time they're calling this kid Anakin Skywalker, I'm like, oh, is that Luke's son? I'm not realizing that it's Luke's dad.
Oh.
So even still, eventually I figured it out. But even still, it was interesting to me. But if you go in and you watch those, you're not gonna be surprised when he goes, "No, I am your father." You're just gonna be like, "Okay, yeah, we knew that." So you got to watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Fair point.
6, 7, 8, and you can't watch 6,
7, 8, 9. Because it ends at 6.
4, 5, 6, 6, 7. Wait, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, yeah. It's confusing.
And then somewhere after 1, 2, and 3, you can pop in Rogue One. Or actually, you could start off with Rogue One.
You could start off with Rogue One.
You could start off with Rogue One, which is another one that you had me watch.
What did you think of Rogue One?
I fucking loved it.
Okay, see, and I told you were going to love it because my thing is Rogue One is not a Jedi movie.
No, it isn't. I think there is 0 lightsabers.
One at the very end. Vader.
Oh, Vader. Yeah, you're right. But even still, no lightsabers of the good side. Let's go with that, though.
No. Yeah, you do not see a single Jedi in this entire movie.
Nope. And
unless you want to count that Vader was originally Anakin.
Yeah, and then it's a whole bunch of why the rebels are literally called the rebels, because they're rebelling against even their own rebellion to do this. And I'm like...
Yeah, and it finally explains how Leia had the Death Star plans at the beginning of A New Hope.
And I'm curious, did George Lucas actually write this out?
So the understanding is George Lucas wrote the scripts for 1 through 6.
But what about Rogue One?
No. So the story is George Lucas wrote the stories he wrote the outline for 1 through 9. None of the spin-offs, not Rogue One, not Solo.
Okay.
Just 1 through 9. He wrote the outline.
Okay.
And then he made 4, 5, 6 because of where technology was. He's like, we can get away with 4, 5, 6. Then when technology got better, he made 1, 2, 3.
Pod racing.
And then he never got around to making 7, 8, 9. Disney took over 7, 8, 9. And having watched Force Awakens, not Last Jedi yet, but having watched Force Awakens, it's still very much in the original outlines he came up with.
Yeah, it flowed well.
So,
I actually have not a problem with Rogue One. I feel rather disappointed on, who died, who lived. But, come say, come saw. You can't, make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
And I was thinking back to that, and, I mean, anyone that hasn't seen these, I'm sorry for spoilers, but, I mean, the Star Wars franchise has been out for years. I mean, at this point, Rogue One's been out for 3 years.
Yeah.
If you think about it, how many of our heroes actually survive?
In Rogue One?
And any of them. I mean, yeah, Obi-Wan survives the prequels.
Qui-Gon
dies in A New Hope. Qui-Gon dies in his first movie.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks.
Mace only makes it to number 3.
Which he only fell out a window. He could have survived.
Yeah, well, that's what Samuel Jackson keeps saying. He's like, the Jedis have fallen very high distances and been perfectly fine. Yeah. I'm like, well, you got electrocuted and your arm was cut off too, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I would love to see Mace come back.
I would love to.
Robotic arm, that'd be cool.
Was he a teacher?
He was councilman, I think.
Councilman?
Head of the Jedi, one of the heads of the Jedi Council. But I mean, even Yoda passes away. In his sleep, sure, but he passes away.
Yeah.
Vader dies when he becomes good again. I mean, it's just the heroes don't last. And what you saw with Force Awakens, Han died.
Yeah.
And I know, big spoiler, but I mean, that movie's been out since 2015, so 4 years, guys.
Yeah.
So I wasn't upset when Rogue One happened because I was like, I'm used to the heroes in Star Wars dying. But
all of them.
Yep.
Everyone on the cover, I was like, oh man.
Everyone.
And then I was looking at the cover, and I'm just like,
now,
oh shit, not a single one.
Do me a favor and pull up this cover.
Okay. You.
Now, what I love about this cover, if it'll load, there we go, the far left one.
Oh, it was, but there we go. There. Oh, there we go.
If you notice, on the right, it's a shimmer of the Death Star, and on the left, it's a shimmer of Vader.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's beautiful. And the other cover's fun too. The other cover's what's actually on my Blu-ray, which is them all standing. Yeah, pretty much this one. Just it's actually the top one there. The English one.
Oh,
yeah,
this one.
that one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So.
I mean, yeah, and then you got the Death Star, and then you got Vader on the right.
So yeah, like silhouetted on the Death Star. So it's very, the covers for Star Wars have always been very good.
Yeah. I mean, the original trilogy actually no, I think all 6 of the original, including the prequels, were made by the same artist, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was
not sure.
Let's go find out.
But I do have Empire hanging above my pantry. And
Yeah,
I have, I think it's a New Hope as a clock above my kitchen sink.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Good.
So, this is very much a Star Wars household. Now, I know how you feel about the prequels, but have you ever given the Clone Wars cartoon a chance?
I saw 2 episodes and never really dabbled into.
I enjoyed it. It's basically the stuff that goes on between the second and third movie. And now they've gone on to do the Rebels TV show and one other TV show. All cartoons that have all done pretty well and are all canon.
I can't figure out who did it, but the name is there. But he did a lot back in the day. But yeah, I can't find who did it. But even still, very, very artistic.
I mean, you got the one here on the left, which is the one that everyone ends up, doing their version of. With, Leia kind of leaning on his leg and Luke with the saber up in the air and everything. I mean, it's the one that goes on to be made into the Army of Darkness cover. The National Lampoon's Vacation cover. Like, they all do a variant of this stance.
What is this, Japan? Yeah, it's Japan.
It's still, the English one's the same, too.
Oh, so it is. But even still, yeah, you're right. And then, then you go into The Last Jedi, and you're like...
It's still a very powerful cover.
Yeah, and then you go, let's see, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi is the only one I don't have.
Yeah,
I have A New Hope and I have Empire. I don't have Return anymore.
I mean, even still, it has all the major characters.
And you get partially built Death Star behind Vader, and you get Vader, and then you've got Luke and his glowing blue. And I like J.J. Abrams. I do. I watched... That was a terrible fan-made cover right there.
That is not great.
I watched 2 of the Star Trek movies, both of which were his, not hers. Hymns. I'm not into the whole Cloverfield thing, so I've not watched 10 Cloverfield Lane or the Cloverfield Paradox. It's just not my cup of tea. It's Abrams, but I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
But I thought he did well with Force Awakens, and I'm excited to see what he does with Rise of Skywalker because he came back for it. That being said, I'm glad his wife had a talk with him. Something you'll see because you haven't watched the Star Trek movies next, which is the Star Trek movies are on our list for something to have him watch. He does lens flare.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
I've heard about the enma of just bright,
Yeah.
bright.
And he does just all this lens flare, and his wife finally talked to him and said, "Stop it.
White room needs more light."
I think by far the worst one still though. It wasn't even lens flare. It was sitting in the movie theater watching Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
Peter calls up Iron Man, and it's like a regular lit room. Like I think he's in like his bedroom, or maybe he's out on the streets of New York, something like that. He calls up Tony, and when it switches to Tony's scene, he's in the desert, wearing an all-white shirt, walking up to an all-white vehicle, and everything's made out of sandstone. You're sitting in a dark-ass fucking theater staring at the screen. And it's just suddenly bright as all hell, and your
was-
eyes are melting out of your skull like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That kind of felt. I felt kind of that way in Endgame.
Yeah, they did. They had a moment of that in Endgame.
They kept having a few dark scenes and then immediate switch to daytime with all mostly bright colors.
Yeah, and when they actually did it in Homecoming, it was so bad that everyone in the theater, including me, including Lauren, went ah. And we were just like, I can't. It was brutal, but Abrams, I think, did well with Force Awakens, and I'm hoping he does well with Rise of Skywalker. And this is something he's been hoping for. And like I told you, there's a little scene where a hole gets blown up in something in Star Trek, and you can see something in the shadows kind of fly out. And if you zoom in, it's R2-D2. He put R2-D2 in Star Trek, which he should not have done.
He should not have done, but he did it.
Yeah. I think he's a good director. I enjoy his work. I don't know what he's going to do after Star Wars is done. I mean, he's going to get work because he's a good director.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to take it away from him. He seems like he is a good director. He seems like he knows how to get some things out of certain people.
Yeah. I'm wondering where he's going to go next. I don't know if it's going to be more Cloverfield, because if it is, I'm not going to watch it. I don't care.
I mean, if it had more kaiju fighting, maybe, would you be into it?
No. Okay, so we have Cloverfield, which barely shows us the monster, and it's the found footage thing, so the camera's all shaky and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I didn't enjoy it.
I don't like that.
Then you have 10 Cloverfield Lane that takes place in a different universe.
And it's a virus.
Still connected.
I don't fucking...
And then you have the Cloverfield Paradox, which was the thing that dropped on Netflix. And it dropped on Netflix. It's a miniseries or a movie or a short movie or something like that. And the way they dropped it is they had an advertisement that happened during the Super Bowl that no one saw coming, and it's like on Netflix now. They dropped it on that day, the day that the trailer dropped.
Neat. I'm glad for them.
That one explains that there was another universe. Spoilers for Cloverfield Paradox, guys. In another universe, they were doing experiments in space, and the guy's arm got chopped off, and it fell through a portal, and it grew into the monster from the first movie, but a bigger version that landed in a different universe. It's convoluted as fuck.
Okay, you can leave it at that. I'm already lost.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I just don't care.
Oh,
I don't want to. Like, don't get me wrong. I've watched very, very difficult stories to grasp and understand plenty of times in my life.
That hurts my head.
You know, I'm a Blade Runner fan. Is he a Blade Runner or is he a robot? What is he? What's going on? You know,
I would like to watch a sequel to Blade Runner.
There is.
I mean,
the
remake.
No, the remake's a sequel.
Is it?
It's not a remake. Harrison Ford shows up in it.
I know he does.
Yeah, it's not a remake. It's a sequel.
Oh, I never
saw it. Sequel to the original.
I need to watch this one then.
Yeah.
I thought it was reading.
Have you seen the first Blade Runner?
I've seen the first Blade Runner.
Did you see director's cut or
I think OG printing.
You need to watch director's cut.
Because you said it adds like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you don't feel the 20 minutes.
But it's things that are...
You get the story. You enjoy it. I think the director's cut's better, personally.
Okay.
And normally it's actually the one you find on a lot of streaming services and stuff like that.
I saw DVD.
Gotcha. So,
sorry.
Now that you're getting into Star Wars a little bit more, and you're going to see Solo tonight, and we'll see how that goes. I've heard a lot of good, a lot of bad, and I'm just happy for more Chewie, especially after today.
Yeah.
This is actually something we already had planned before Peter Mayhew's death was announced.
That is correct. We actually were talking about it last week as we watched the Rogue One and Force Awakens.
Yeah. Pretty much what we do every Thursday after the podcast is we watch about 2 movies. And the goal is something I haven't seen or something you haven't seen.
Correct.
Mostly something you haven't seen because...
I'm not film oriented.
How many movies have I seen?
I think the list goes on and on. I think the list is still growing even though you're sitting in this room.
My collection downstairs alone is mind-boggling.
Maybe 400
if
strong?
Not more.
Yeah.
You got to figure the box sets too.
Oh, that's right.
I own every Bond.
That's right. Okay. So we'll say for the sake of brevity, 450.
Possibly. That's very possible. And that's also not counting anything I have digitally or anything like that.
Oh, you're right.
I've got my Voodoo account. I've got the iTunes account.
You got Netflix. Yeah, okay. So we'll say physically owned.
Yeah, that's also, furthermore, not counting the Laserdisc I now own.
Oh, that's right. About a couple days ago, we went to Zia Records, and he saw Back to the Future 3 on
Laserdisc.
Fucking Laserdisc for
$2.99.
For $2.99, and I said, I'll get it for you as a gift.
Which is a great gift, except for the fact that we went and looked at Laserdiscs.
$300 to $600.
Yeah, Laserdisc players are expensive.
Yeah, they are not.
So if anyone's throwing one out and they just want to give it to me, I will gladly accept it.
Yeah, email us at uglymugspodcast@gmail.com.
But there's also my VHS tape collection.
Oh, that's right.
So they're everywhere. The only thing I don't own at this point is Betamax.
Betamax and Laserdisc.
Well, I own one Laserdisc now.
No, I mean a player.
Yeah, I don't own a Laserdisc or a Betamax player. I also don't own a VCR tape rewinder. You remember those? But yeah, my movie collection is fucking huge, and I own several duplicates of several movies because I own different versions. I own Army of Darkness, I think 3 times.
It's a good movie.
I own a couple Bond movies more than once because with those ones they change the special features per disc, and normally they leave off some that you can to where you can only get them on the previous disc,
Which is not a great selling point.
Actually, it's actually very smart because the way they do it is they release one and it's got, we'll say, ABC on it.
Okay.
Then they release a new one that's got BC and now a new one which will be D. So you're like, oh crap, I got to get that because it's got D on it. And then
I guess you like the D.
Yeah, you like the D. Then they'll release a new one where it's like it's got C, F, G, and you're like, oh, more new shit, you know. And before you know it, you end like 10 copies of the same fucking movie, but you don't want to get rid of the old copy because it's got stuff on it that the new copy doesn't have. They've done this several times. And then you've got like the regular box sets. You've got the box set by actor. You've got the box set by year. It's a clusterfuck. I just bought the regular set that got me all of them. Then I had some I had previously owned singular. So, but then I've got the whole Rambo set, and then I've got one of the Rambos on its own. It's insane.
It is insane.
I'm gonna have to sit down and go through the whole thing one time and see if there's anything that I can just get rid of. Yeah. At one point, I think I had duplicates of all the Lord of the Rings, and now I think I'm down to one of each.
Yeah, I have just my Blu-ray box set, director's cuts.
Yeah, see, I don't have the Blu-ray box set.
I do. I love it.
I did the Blu-ray sets for a little bit that had the books attached to them. I did it for A Little Shop of Horrors and King Kong.
Feed me, Seymour.
Original King Kong, too. Those were interesting. So
original. I have not seen the original. I've only saw the Peter Jackson one.
No, the original's old. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's stop motion.
Yeah.
Black and white, very grainy, but it's what started the whole phenomenon. So. Yeah. So you're not mad that you sat down and watched Rogue and Force Awakens?
I think that solidified me to start enjoying Star Wars a little bit more.
Okay.
2 of my bosses are big into Star Wars, and I'm like, why? That's I mean, I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't understand it. So I mean, it's just weird that you guys are leaning that far into that series. And now, after watching these, I'm like, okay, I'll retract my statements when I get back to work.
Yeah, I'm excited for watching them tonight because, like I said, I haven't seen Last Jedi or Solo yet, so this will be good for me too. Plus, it preps me for December. But I kind of feel like after Endgame, I need a win in my corner. I need to feel good about a franchise again, and I feel like
I mean, it was entertaining.
It was entertaining, but
as far as story goes, you were bummed.
and I don't want people to take this the wrong way. Honestly, I left that movie, and when I thought back on it, I was a little depressed.
I will admit, yeah. After explaining it to me in the car, I the exact phrase I said, "I'm getting dizzy. I don't like this conversation."
It really put me into a down mood, and I just wasn't feeling good anymore.
Yeah, I also was not.
Like I mentioned, I came home, I started reading Infinity War Aftermath, and I started reading some Strange. I needed to feel good again. I couldn't find anything throughout all my streaming services, throughout my library. Nothing was entertaining me. We put on a sitcom we've watched several times just to have background noise while I sat there and read the comic. Because I needed something to feel good about. So I'm happy to watch Star Wars tonight. Because I've heard people were upset with the ending of Last Jedi. And I hear that Solo didn't do well. But I've also heard that a lot of people are just kind of like, fuck it, it was fun. So that's what I'm going to go in with. I'm going to go in with fuck it, it was fun. And I get to see Chewie twice, young and current. So that'll make me happy too.
You were mentioning about, hey, have you seen Chewie in Solo? And I was like, no. And you were starting to bring it up. I was like, no.
Yeah, you're gonna. Okay, I've only seen the trailers and the images. Chewie and Solo's.
Yeah, I have only seen one stock image of Solo, and it was of Han poking at young Lando. So I'm like, okay, cool.
And I also read the comics that Marvel's doing that flush out the stories of in between.
Oh yeah,
like that, and continue everything, and they're very enjoyable. They're all canon now because originally Marvel had done some Star Wars comics, and then Dark Horse did a bunch of Star Wars comics, and now that Disney owns both Marvel and Star Wars, they're like, we're gonna actually make canon comics that you can read, and they actually have to do with the movie. C-3PO's red arm in Last Jedi is explained in a one-shot C-3PO comic.
Because that a few people who only watched the movies were super confused. I did a little bit of research on that.
I've got my dad basically. He didn't know about it. He was confused, and I read the comics. I was like, "Here, I'll explain it to you," and I explained the arm to him because he wasn't gonna read the comic. He wasn't gonna go get it. He doesn't go and get comics.
Mm-hmm.
So I explained the red arm to him, and it's a touching story, and I felt it finally added a layer to C-3PO we needed. Because he's always just been pissed off at everything and
sassy,
yeah.
And I mean, when you told me the story, I was like, okay, that's actually a big depth for such a. I don't want to call him a minor character, but he doesn't exactly give a lot.
He was a lot bigger in A New Hope than he was in anything else.
You're right.
I felt like
the
prequels really kind of.
But as far as like major importance,
yeah. No. I feel like the prequels really kind of put C-3PO on a point where it's like they aren't using him. R2 was still pretty big in those, especially because R2 gets kicked some fucking ass in the second one.
Yeah.
Or third one.
And just starts screaming at everybody.
Yeah. But C-3PO kind of falls into a point of not needed. I mean, it gets to the point where he's hanging out with Padme half the time, and she got him the gold armor, and he's like, yeah, I'm gold now. And I was like, okay, at least that makes sense now, because I was always confused why he wasn't gold in the prequels as a kid. Not understanding. And now in Force Awakens, he had a very small role because, I mean, they were introducing BB-8, and that was the goal.
Yeah,
there was get the new droid going that they can market. And BB-8's adorable.
BB-8, you were like, keep your own BB-8. I was like, what? And then all of a sudden he does the thumbs up scene, and I'm just like, okay, all right, you got me. He got the heartwarming scene out of me. And then when when it was a ginger conversation between Finn and Rey was like, so where are we going? And then Finn goes, yeah, BB, tell him. And then BB's like, huh?
Kind of looking back and forth between each one.
I was like, okay, you get a small clap. I'm like, I'm glad that droids have a form of personality and communication,
and a form of emotion,
because you got R2 who curses apparently,
and you've got BB-8 who was like getting offended by certain things or was angry about certain things.
Yeah, and just rolls off and is defensive.
He was concerned leaving Poe behind despite being ordered to. Yeah. So
get that to the rebel.
Yeah. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
Put that thing back where it came from.
What was very confusing to me was the little bit of ex machina of needing R2-D2 to finish up that map.
I felt that was always a little weird. The first time I watched this one in theaters when it came out, and even in theaters, I was like, "That's convenient." That being said, with the shit Luke and R2 went through together, I could see him entrusting R2 with that information.
Okay,
but I felt like they were trying too hard to have R2 have a reasoning in this movie, and it's like it's very simple. He's a fucking badass. Just have him be in the movie. Like you don't need to give him such an important moment that is so needed. I mean, they didn't give C-3PO anything like that, and C-3PO was still there, and we were still fine with him.
Yeah, they should. I mean,
He just pops in, blocks Han and Leia for a second, and then
says, "Oh, right."
Then he kind of is the voice of like why R2's sitting covered by a blanket in the corner,
which is, I guess, fine.
So,
and then BB tries waking him up, and I'm like, "Oh,
poor little BB." But yeah, so. You're enjoying Star Wars?
I am enjoying Star Wars. I'm going to consider myself a light fan.
Okay.
I have been going back through Force Unleashed.
I enjoyed both
game.
Force Unleashed games.
I mean, yeah, I'm having fun just throwing people across the room and just calling it a day.
I mean, I'm enjoying Knights of the Old Republic. I've been playing Star Wars games forever. Yeah, I've played some old shit. I played the original Battlefronts.
And you even pulled me into the mobile game.
Oh, yeah. What is it? Galaxy something. Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah. So I mean, you're hitting some pretty okay buttons with trying to get me into Star Wars. You're getting me into the understanding of some of these characters. I think the next venture I'm going to lean into is probably Clone Wars. Not the animated. Yeah.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
The cartoon's fun. That's one I haven't gotten Lauren to sit down and watch the whole thing up yet.
Because I heard that's where they bring back Maul.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, if you can bring back Darth Maul and have him
and his brother. I want to say. I could be wrong.
Spoilers.
They've got 2 other cartoons that are very well. Rebels, it's a newer one. It was on Disney XD.
I heard that Rebels had some characters. I saw one character that had a version of Boba Fett's helmet named.
Yeah, it's a Mandalorian helmet.
Sabine?
Yeah, they're Mandalorians. It's just their armor.
Oh, okay.
And then they just started another one that is doing pretty well. Freddie Prinze Jr. voices a character in Rebels, I do believe.
Oh.
And he's all about it. He loves the fact that he's a character. I do believe he's a Jedi in it, but I could be wrong. So,
and this is put just before Order 66?
no, Rebels I think is
During.
after. I think Rebels might be during the point of Rogue One, but I could be wrong on the timeline. Timeline's insane.
So it'll be after.
Yeah, after. Yeah. I said before, I meant after.
Yeah.
Most stuff happens after Order 66 because it means you don't have a bunch of Jedis running around.
You're right.
So, but that's pretty much everything for today.
That is.
So we'll have your reactions to the Star Wars movies next week.
Yes.
And I think that kind of works out better than the Endgame thing where we can talk about those because they've been out for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Because even Solo, I think, has already hit its year mark. I think it came out February last year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Be sure to watch it in the week time if you want to hear us talk about it.
Yeah, go hit Endgame. Let us know what you think. We've seen it, so you can, tweet us and email us all kinds of spoilers. We've already seen it.
DM us.
I am completely caught up on the MCU except for a couple seasons of a couple of the shows.
I have not seen very many of the TV shows. I've seen most of the Netflix stuff. I skipped all of season 2 of Jessica Jones because it was like after episode 3, I just went straight to the end.
That was a rough one for me. I got all the way through it, but it was a rough one.
Yeah, I know. Punisher season 2 was great. I fucking loved it. I am excited to see in the next 3 years if he ever decides to come back. John, come back. John, please.
I hope he does.
I hope he does too.
I mean, remember, there's a version of the Defenders in the comics that's Strange leads. Could you imagine getting Strange involved with them? How much fun would that be?
That'd be pretty good.
I don't know if Cumberbatch would do it. I don't know if Disney would do it. But I'd watch it if they did.
I hope Bandito Cumberbund actually does do something that involves a TV show again. Because we're not going to be getting Sherlock for another little bit, I'm sure.
They said, don't wait. I think the response most recently
which is why I'm saying let's not hold our breath. Yeah. But I mean, you also got me to Sherlock. Not too. Yeah,
that was another one I got you into Sherlock.
And I fucking KO'd that in 2 nights.
Well, to be fair, while they're long episodes, there's very few of them.
It was maybe 12 hours.
If there's anything you guys think either one of us should watch, also
feel
free to message us. I will tell you, I've seen Citizen Kane. I won't watch it again.
You say Firefly. I'm just gonna start crying.
Oh yeah, we've seen Firefly. So.
I haven't seen it in a while, so I definitely have to.
Serenity.
And Serenity.
So.
I have to go back through Firefly because I
if you're gentle, you can borrow my set.
I will be gentle. He's hoping to get it signed, hopefully in June.
Yeah, we're going to be going to a convention where we may be able to meet Alan Tudyk, and I've got a photo and the set. I want him to sign them.
The lithographs, yes.
Yeah, the few lithographs I'm okay with. All right, that's about it, guys. We won't be here for it, so happy May the 4th.
Happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Oh my God, you got me saying it now. Roger, Roger.